Welcome to another episode of the Wealthy Wendy Show. Today's guest is a friend, colleague, inspiration, and a motivator to me. From star, to being the top unit manager in Sagicor, our guest today moved from no money at all to financial freedom. Welcome back. Our guest this week is Mr. Leighton Morgan. Let's get right into it. Leighton, how are you?
Hey, happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here. So we're going to start off, we're going to just tell the audience about your journey growing up and what it was like for you growing up.
Well, growing up, I grew up in a place called Long Lane. That's just above Constant Spring, or just above Manor Park. And the long stretch, where the water commission is, but I would want to call it a mango walk, so to speak, because I grew up as a young man loving mangoes, and because of that same community, I used to go over water commission and get my little black mangoes, climb the trees, Long Lane, just built between Constant Spring and Stone Hill.
Okay, so you grew up with both parents?
No, no. My mother went off to England when I was very young. I think about 3 years old, about 1969. So, of course, you know my age.
Yeah.
So I was left with my grand aunt, and of course my grand aunt, and then my grandmother came back from England, which is my mother's mother. Came back from England when I was pretty in my teens, or just from 11, 12 going up.
Or going into teenager years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I was left with Aunt Ritty, with of course, my brother, Andre Bobby Lyons, and of course, my sister, Mitzi Jackson, that went off to England after a while. Yes.
So you have two siblings?
So I have five, actually. I have three brothers.
Forget them.
Well, I may tell you, yeah. So I have my father's side.
Yeah.
I have a brother, two brothers and a sister.
Okay.
Right. But my mother's side, I am the middle one of five. So I have two on the right and two on the left.
So she had children when she went to England?
So yeah, my mother had one girl, which is actually 50 years old now. So it's a long time.
Yeah, that's very, very long.
Yes.
So what school you went to? What school you went to growing up?
So in my early days, I went to Constant Spring All-Age School. All right. So Constant Spring All-Age School is in Cassava Peace, right, on the little hillside there.
Yeah.
And so my grandmother and grandfather lived right in front of the school. So I suppose my aunt found it best that I could go to that school because my cousins went to that school also, my mother's sister.
What exam was happening there? Was it common entrance at the time?
Yes, very interesting you would talk about common entrance because, so before common entrance, I would have been in class with some of the brightest kids then. But I think I did very well up to grade 5, right? So up to grade 5, I would have come first in my class. Up to so first in my grade 1, first in my grade 2, and so on. But grade 6 was very interesting, as you mentioned, common entrance. Yeah. Because why grade 6 was very interesting because in that year we had 42 members of the grade 6 year. I want to shout out to Miss Wilson, who was my teacher at the time. Now, I did not go to school on that common entrance day. So the days when common entrance used to come out in the paper. Yeah. Right? So I was at home and I learned that the common entrance come out. So I rush to Constant Spring. Reach out to Constant Spring for look for my Gleaner. Never get one, but I will find a Gleaner. And believe you me, I never find my name. But my ears say, boy, the amount of people pass, of the 42 kids in the class, 36 passed. And guess what? Leighton Morgan never passed. I come 6 in the class, I came 6 in the class, I said, I cry. I've never cried so much. I felt like, because I was doing well, right, in school, right, albeit what were challenges? I mean, I remember
What kind of challenges you had though?
I had some real challenges, Wendy. I can tell you. Challenges like my aunt, Aunt Ritty, I tell you, God bless her soul. That lady would have been the lady that was the person that anchored our lives. And so when my brother and my sister left here, I remember, she was always the person that make sure we get food to eat. Right? So aunt would have, so we lived in a one bedroom, corner room.
So 4 live in a one bedroom?
Four of us. All right. So at night we would take turns. Our aunt used to be at the front, and then she would of course put my sister right beside her, and then my brother. So it's head and tail kind of thing. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
I laugh now
Yeah,
because
you can laugh now.
and so and then I would have been at the extreme area. So my brother, so it'd be my brother, me, my sister,
And your aunt.
and my aunt, of course, right? Now, when I tell you something, you see, if you turn in the bed there, because it was a spring mattress, right? And see, if you turn in the bed there, the amount of joke we all get. I mean,
But the spring will come
the
out.
spring will come out,
Wow.
yes. And
So you have to try sleep one way.
I tell you.
If you turn that, disturb everybody else, because everybody just
Yeah, because I mean, we were like chopped in our packed in like sardines, you know. And it's amazing. But I think even though it was relative, I never see it as poor because I really didn't know anything else. You know what I mean? So
you just thought that it was normal living.
it was normal living.
Because you didn't know what poor was.
I didn't know what poor
You never know
was.
rich. You never know the difference from rich or poor. Just think it's just everybody live.
Everybody. Right? Because I mean,
sometimes you see something you don't know, and that is why happiness is a thing, because you're happy in your space because you feel like this is the world, this is it.
Wow. But what aunt used to have, she have this little hanging press, right? And under it was our fridge, of course. I know, and on a real fridge, matter about the thing where she cover up our food under there, you know what I mean? So she'd have covered the food. Right, so if you cook on Sunday, so on Wednesday we get the food the same way, Wendy.
I'm not going in the fridge.
It's not going in the fridge, So when aunt go feed, and start taking it out of the shed pan, right, and start shear it, more than you say, have some green over there, son.
Green, I mean green ginger.
That we are talking about it. But as young people, we couldn't say no. I mean, that's what was prepared for us, and so. And what she normally do is she would share the food and send us with lunch, right? And at the same shed pan, we call Milo tin, right? And so I remember vividly one day when my brother and I think by this my sister went off to England, right? And so it was my brother and my sister went to Charter School and we went to Constant Spring School.
Okay.
And so it was my brother and I now in Jamaica, and I remember one day when it was lunchtime, and so we came out having lunch, right, outside now with the shed pan and thing. And interestingly, Wendy, when my brother vomited, I vomited. So the food touch. The food touch. So he vomited, I vomited. And of course, we went to first aid and it was taken care of by the nurse and so on. But I tell you, it was real challenging times. Real challenging times.
That's what you knew, so you thought that was a norm.
So I mean, at times we would go down to Granny Edna now, which is the grandmother that lived right across from school.
That's your mother's mother.
My
father's mother.
My father's. The reason why, no, it was my mother's father wife.
Oh, okay.
That is how she, because she was my biological right. She really
so
treated us. So
your grandfather's wife.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And she really treated us like our own. I mean, the big cartwheel dumpling. I mean, the other day I went there and I was just reminiscing the days when we used to eat some big cartwheel dumpling and thing. I mean, grandfather used to run us around the place, because he wanted to make sure when we misbehave, he don't want to make sure when him call him, so I had a cousin that went off to Canada after a while. His name was Tony. And so when Tony and I misbehaved, and I run was like, boy, you must behave yourself, man, boy, kind of thing. But it was really fun growing up, though. Thinking about it now, it was really fun growing up.
Despite all the challenges, because you didn't know it was challenge. You didn't know it was challenge at the time.
I didn't know it was challenges.
So you were telling me about you not passing your common entrance now.
Yeah. So I mean, when common entrance came out, and I mean, I know I come sixth in the class. I mean, them time there. But for some reason, all the man will come last in the class. I remember now I get some guys that was in class, people like Paul Mackenzie and Ray Byrne, and you know guys that was behind us that passed the exam, common entrance. You know, that was the exam for everybody wanted.
Yeah, man.
No common entrance passed for Leighton, and the teacher at the time, Miss Wilson, said, "Boy, no man, we have to check out ministry." But of course, no common entrance passed for Leighton. So I had to move on to grade 7, which of course I went into Miss Gordon Grant's class, and you know, so that I was preparing now for the technical entrance exam. Yeah.
So you moved from that disappointment now to...
Yeah, and you know, I mean, all along, I knew I was disappointed. I knew that people was disappointed in me because I think I was doing very, very well. As I say, I come first in grade 1. You know, my teachers expected well of me. And of course, to not pass the common entrance. But that was the first time I was really sitting an exam. So I wasn't really exposed, you know. So,
right.
So I didn't
you went to grade 7 and
so I went to grade 7.
I took the technical exam. What school you passed?
By this time now, in grade 7, you know, coming from around Manor Park, the whole Manor Park area, and walking to school and buying a patty over tasties, you know, going or walking up the long lane and in the mornings walking back.
Yeah.
We used to buy a patty for them time. We buy a patty for 6 cents. No, seriously, 6 cents. So go over buy the patty.
What's the place name? Tasty too?
Tasty too. Yeah, man. For a long time tasted about. And them time we wear butter shoes. You don't know what them time.
You heard the shoe, but I don't know what it look like.
Them time we wear butter shoes. But we used to, because you and I know, so whenever I'm not food to eat. So when we get a patty.
Like a luxury.
Luxury. And we take with time, and we want to make sure
we enjoy it. Oh my God.
All the way from Constant Spring all the way to Long Lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we used to enjoy our parties that time. So we used to save a little lunch money. Yeah, man. So it was a $5 and a $1 them time there. 6 cents. But it was a lot of money. I mean, if I say 6 cents now, I might pass it on the road. Right? But them time there was a lot of money. Yeah. But again, I moved on to grade 7. Didn't know what I was really going to do. But during that time, during that time, I was roaming in and around Manor Park. So I was knowing some people more and getting familiar with some of the young men around. So I used to see the guys them selling Star. And so I wanted to get involved. So I spoke to a guy by the name of Leighton Morgan one day. And Leighton Morgan said, "Boy, you're not going to introduce you to the boss, man." And interestingly, the boss was a guy named Larry. And Larry still sells Star in the same area.
No.
Manor Park, yeah. And I said, one day I go to him, I said, "Boss, you know, someone want to sell some Star."
Why did you just decide you want to sell Star?
Because I mean, it was always tough, you know, going to school. Even though my grandmother and of course my mother, I mean,
you wanted to make some extra money.
I wanted to do something for myself. You know
how old
what I
were
mean?
you at this time?
At the time, I was about 13.
You were in 7th grade?
Yeah, 7th grade. I was about 13. And so I started doing my liquor Stars. I remember the days selling Star around Manor Park. Yeah, man, so I started selling Star around the Manor Park area.
Star alone or Star and Gleaner?
Star and Gleaner. So we sell Star like on the Thursday and Friday. So it wasn't all week. It was on a Thursday and Friday. So we sell the Thursday Star and the Friday Star. And then on a Saturday morning, we sell the Gleaner. Not on a Sunday. Because Sundays were days where that was put away for the church. And I have to go to church. Not care how I go on like I don't want to go. You know, aunt and granny to make sure I go to church.